I think this is an extremely interesting conference with a very fitting theme on the role of states.
Welcome on behalf of the Society for International Development at this closing conference of our 2011-2012 lecture series, The State in a Globalizing World. And today we are focusing on the role of the state in providing water in Africa.
And I do believe that the Society for International Development has struck an important chord with this theme, which will be of more importance in years to come to make sure that states have a better role in providing better access to water and sanitation, particularly to the poorest in developing countries.
The fact is, water is not only about where it is most abundant, it is also where it is scarce. It is the lack of it, it is the problems of access to it.
Our observation is that too much emphasis is on what technology can do. And it's not the technology that makes it, but it's the way things are handled in different countries and who is handling them.
There is complementary knowledge in the private sector and in the government sector. So that complements each other. And at the same time, I think the private sector has a more business-like approach. And if you really want to supply millions of people in big third world cities with safe water, you need a more business-like approach.
This is serious business to bring about good coalitions for change, institutional change, towards performance improvements that will bring about investments.
In Mozambique at the moment, about 51% of people have access to improved water sources. That means half of our population has to get their water from rivers, from little wells that is not treated, is not proper quality.
I think if we know that in many cities 60 to 70% is not dependent on utilities, we will also have to do something for people who depend on water vendors, on private wells, on water from the river.
Non-profit organizations are the only organizations that have no profit or no political agenda, and they're the only ones that really see and can fight for the needs of people with least abilities.
At the moment, the price of the water is often too high, while the quality is very low. So one way would be to have partnerships between these so-called private small-scale water operators and utilities, that the utility supplies them with good quality water and then eventually they sell it at a lower price than at the moment.
Public-private also has to be invented in relationship to the local culture, the local tradition, the local needs and the urgencies.
It's very important to be connected to what's locally happening and not giving the highest priority to profit.
There are no cheap solutions, no quick fixes. And to generate those investments, water companies need to perform and make money. And I believe that today's meeting can bring about the power of working between the private sector and government in bringing performance, and through performance bring the investment needed to expand services.
Because it's not just adopting private sector principles, it's also putting the money into this sector, but hopefully the money will be used better if it is with the private sector.